Today, na January 27, 2023. Hello and welcome to Mercy TV Curious Bulletin with me, Martin Ali Sise. First, the headlines. Heads of states from different countries, including the presidents of Salon HE, Julius Maada Bio, been there inside Dakar the two summits for discuss how to mobilize government resources and showcase African food production potential. Friday, 27 January 2023, the Supreme Court of Salon been passed judgment on the PR system case where Honorable Abdul Kagbo, Councillor Hakiratu Mabel Koka, been summoned to the Supreme Court, where don't in a court for some time now. That's not been the headlines. Now for the news in details. Heads of states from different countries, including the presidents of Sierra Leone, HE, Julius Maada Bio, been there for discuss how to mobilize government resources and showcase African food production potential. Leland Beckley gets more.
Inside the Action Drive Dakar 2 Summit, heads of states from different African countries began at Dakar for discuss on how to mobilize and put government resources, development partners and private sector finance for showcase on African food production and potential. The way how big investors don't help for remove the barrier on agricultural development don't help the new investment. According to the people they wey sabi, Africa agriculture output don't go up from 280 billion per year to 1 trillion by 2030. The investment for raise agriculture productivity, supporting infrastructure, climate smart agriculture system with the private sector investment alongside the food value chain go help for turn African food into a bread basket for the world. His Excellency Julius Maada Bio been join the rest of the other Africa head of states and talk inside the summit.
I think agriculture, we all know, is important for different reasons. As a government, what I decided to do after our diagnosis of our own problems as a country, we decided that we were going to embark on what we call human capital development. And in human capital development, we took on agriculture and food security, health, and also education. But I placed more importance or premium on education this time round because we do not have all the resources necessary to take on all the challenges. But we have not neglected food security, health, and other aspects of governance. So in my first term, having gone 4.5 years now into that first term, I'm actually going to face the electorates in about 5 months. I have promised that I am now going to come back and take on agriculture as the mainstay, the main activity of my government. Education. Education, which I took for the first time, has done extremely well. We have been recognized and acknowledged around the world for our raw efforts and also the progress we have registered. But for agriculture, besides the economic impact, it is also important that we feed ourselves, especially in the wake of what is happening in Ukraine. It's a rude awakening to us all in Africa, especially when you take into consideration the fact that we have all it takes to be able to feed ourselves in Africa. So we now have political sovereignty, but we still do not have food sovereignty. So for me, it is better late than never. Most of us, or all of us, have had political sovereignty. Now we are fighting for food sovereignty. This sort of platform provides a unique opportunity for us to share our challenges, which is what we have done, and also the solutions and how different governments and people have been able to surmount those challenges. What we have done is, one, the young man said, let's make agriculture sexy. Most times when there's a poster for agriculture, we put an old, haggard-looking man with torn clothes. That does not inspire anybody to go to agriculture. When you want a good example of somebody who takes agriculture, food security seriously, put the president of AFDB, with his bow tie. He is an agriculturist. I am sitting here, I'm an agriculturist. Then this will inspire the young people. Nobody wants to go down. We all want to grow up, social growth. So I think one of the things that we have to do is how do we use the youth bulge we have in Africa, the youth and the women.
This conference for African leaders go help improve as their different ideas here so go help improve food security na Salone. Reporting for Mercy TV, Mina Lillian Beckley.
Disabled people them now, they take big part in political issues them na Salone, and even take part in the national political debates for letting your voice go contribute to the country in development.
MPDC win a National Political Debate Committee in collaboration with Sierra Leone Association of Journalists / Future all 17 registered political parties in Sierra Leone and organize this debate where the topic now wetin political party for do for promote the inclusion and active participation of the PWDs in political parties wey be take place na New Buffet Hotel Freetown. One party debater wey na Nene Kagbo from the Coalition for Change C4C he talk more about the debate.
Talking on behalf of my party, Peace and Liberation Party, as a PWD Charity Council, and our motto which points out United Sierra Leone. What will my party do to promote the inclusion and active participation of persons with disabilities in political parties? The party has transformed the PWD wing into a PWD Council. That is, the council now have the right to conduct their own conference in order to elect their executive members. The party has a draft PWD policy which is to be adopted in the next national delegates conference. The party has developed a policy that ensures PWD be represented in the executive party structure at all levels.
And again, the other debater from the People Member Democratic for Change, PMDC, we also rub more small for the reason why they organize this program, especially for the disabled.
I have heard a lot of people speak, and I have witnessed a lot of seminars, conferences, hoping to work towards the development of PWDs. My party, the PMDC, would ensure that inclusion is being made a priority in every facet of societal development. We will also ensure that the shelf-decorating documents that have been left by Aki and Popo be put into a better use, such as the Persons with Disability Act of 2011. A lot of things, positive things in that document that should have been put to action now. How many buildings do we have that are disabled friendly today? No, I really wonder. The National Commission for Persons with Disability has not been sent fully enough to work. Till today, I will tell you, they're still understaffed and undercapacitated. Moving forward, we say there is free healthcare, and people with albinism keep suffering when they go to these hospitals, die of cancer because the medications available to them are not up to standard when it has to do with their health. So my party would ensure that if we want to give it to you, we give it to you fully.
This na be the message where Alafi Taylor gets for say. This na something we find in any country. The disabled people themselves, they're part of the government. Reporting from Mercy TV, Creole Juliana Joseph.
You still there watch and listening to Mercy TV Creole Live now channel 29. Inside the Creole Bulletin for today, Friday 27 January 2023. The Supreme Court of Salone don't pass judgment on the PR system case.
The Supreme Court for Salone be pull out the press release to inform the people of Salone about the proportional representative electoral system where the All People's Congress don't be disagree with and take the matter to the highest court in the country.
Well now, we dey go for short break. When we come back, we will continue with more to read them.
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home contents, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.
Fambul, welcome back as you still watch and listening to Mercy TV Creators. Friday 27 January 2023, the Supreme Court of Salone been passed judgment on the PR system case where Honorable Abdul Kagbo, Councillor Hakirato Mabel Koka been summoned to the Supreme Court. We don't in a court for some time now.
The Supreme Court for Salone be pulled out a press release to inform the people of Salone about the proportional representative electoral system where the All People's Congress don't be disagree with and take the matter to the highest court in the country. Today at 10 a.m., the Supreme Court don't conclude the agreement and the court will make termination this morning. This judgment will be headed by the Honorable Chief Justice, His Lord Chief Justice Desmond Babatunde Edwards on the proportional representation PR system case between Honorable Abdul Kagbo, Councillor Hakiratu Maxwell Koka and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice with the Electoral Commission respectively. This is now waiting the judgment will say.
Secondly, the Electoral Commission would not be acting outside its functions, which are well stated in Section 33 of the Constitution Act number 6 of 19, which has been well documented. Thirdly, by Section 32(11) of the Constitution, in exercise of these functions, the Electoral Court is not subject to the control and direction of any person or authority. Declarations. All things considered, this court hereby makes the following declarations. 1. That on a proper construction of Section 38A, 1 of Constitutional Amendment Act number 15, all conditions precedent for the holding of or conducting of general elections of ordinary members of Parliament to a district block representative were met and or fulfilled. 2. That a directive given by His Excellency the President to the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone to hold the 2023 elections, public elections for ordinary members of Parliament by the district block representation system instead of constituencies was in tandem with the provisions of Section 38(1) of the 1991 Constitution as amended and therefore not ultra-vires. 3. That the current Parliament will soon be dissolved and thereafter all constituencies currently existing will be extinguished for purposes of representation in Parliament in favor of representatives representing each of the 16 districts of Sierra Leone, inclusive of independent candidates who secure the minimum threshold for the attainment or securing of seats in Parliament. 4. That the revision of constituents as provided in Section 38(4) does lead to alteration of the number and or establishment of subject to parliamentary approval. 5. That independent candidates can and are part of the electoral system and can stand and be voted for to be included in any of the seats representing the existing 16 districts in the country. 6. That statutory instruments number 13 and 14 of 16th November are part of the laws of Sierra Leone and are not ultra-vires Section 33 and 38 of the Constitution Act number 6 of 1991, Section 38A of the Constitution as amended in 2001, and Section 171 of the Public Elections Act number 17 of 2001. 7. That pursuant to and subject to the current law in the country, inclusive of the Constitution and statutory instruments number 13 and 14 of 16 November 2002, local councils election will be expected to be by district block representations approved as the mode for the 2023 elections. 8. An order restraining the second defendant, Electoral Commission, its agents, servants, privies, or howsoever called, from taking steps aimed at conducting the 2023 multi-tier public elections on the district block representation system is refused. I say that again. An order restraining the second defendant, Electoral Commission, its agents, servants, privets, or howsoever called, from taking steps aimed at conducting the 2023 multi-tier public elections on the district block proportional representation system is refused. Emphasis mine. 9. An order directing the second defendant to hold the June 2023 elections for ordinary members of Parliament and Council on a constituency or ward basis is refused. Emphasis mine. Cost. On the issue of cost, this court notes that this is a public interest-based litigation and hence is not inclined to award the usual cost. A minimal cost is therefore awarded in the sum of 3,000 millions to be borne by both plaintiffs jointly and severally, payable to the first and second defendants.
Reporting from Mercy TV News, Mina Lillian Beckley.
As NCRA do announce the term and amounts for the new identity card, Salone people then express their mind towards the ID card business.
According to that story they give me, so it means the price high, and it will be very difficult for the layman. And would they expect say government for explanations why they choose for NCRA in particular will be explanations why they choose for 140,000 as a price to national ID card.
I mean, as much as the price don't increase, for launching project, not a bad thing, but the price for the layman, more especially for me and you, we're not able to afford. We get people that we're not able to afford less than 50,000 a day. So let's let them go make national ID card when at 140. The country is not stable as me and you know. Even see for it, they rather than this country, no problem. So for the one that way they up there, then for them will be very okay. But for me and you two, where they don't, when we look at the population, we where they don't now, we both pass the one the way they up. So for me, the price too high. So for me, on take our government go back and think that we the layman there, we will not the work, not get all the support we, so that everybody will be able to get the ID card. It will be affordable for everybody.
Well, basically, we have to look into two aspects. Literally, we have to look at the economical gain because dollar don't go up, and the government is trying to work towards the people that get contracts in town. So then they work towards the margin of the dollar increment. But if you look at it in another way to the economical situation, many Sierra Leoneans are not able to afford them because of the cost price. And not only the 140,000 or 140, when you go to the time duration, you get for spending, these are take you now Sierra Leone with the bribe non-stop. So basically, again, for the difficult for people because one enable for the decentralized them to that large extent. So for my opinion, the price not for change because government don't say, but again for make sure they get for the accessible to all Sierra Leone and all the states.
Well, me what me get for tell government or what me get for say the price too much, the increment of the national ID card too much. When we look at the present situation right now in the country, even to the layman out there are not able to afford, we talk about with 140,000, that layman able to afford to say 20,000 a day. Don't just go that side there. Before I say 140,000 for ID card. Me like me, the tell you I be the take ID card now be 25,000. Now me take ID card for. Then all of a sudden they can increase it to 140,000. It's too much. The one that way they up there, they're able to afford that. But we the layman there, me because myself now one of them, I know they work, I know get job, I know get nothing way I do pass me lily and pepper way I did sell for the day. And now they even give me up to 100,000 for the day for like we feed me picking them. I not able to afford that 140,000 for ID card.
Everybody need forget this as long as you don't dey above the age of 12 years. And it's not a one-go process, now an ongoing process. So therefore, don't give a price where then go able to retrieve that money one way or the other. But for let it come in a bulk form like that, it will be very difficult for some people in our society. So now that the plan.
What is the message to the properly?
Well, my message now that let them look into them again. Let them look into them and see how best them will help the layman. Or they come with this formula. Then go use the higher class for pay bigger. Then the lower class go get your way. The middle class go get your way where they go minimize and then the lesser generation go able for pay the one we go able fit them pocket. But as it is now, if they make a general blanket for every citizen, it's too high. And we want for me to look into that again.
Well, as I say, let government make sure that every district they are available. What's not for more plan for Kanti Canada. So every district, then they print it and they go for the new ID card. I think that will be much more better. And then the price is strong. I'll go and get to update it to my hotel to be faster like that.
So do ya me at the big Papa government and the big one the way they up yonder. Do ya una look into this case for we. Let una adjust and small for we. Do ya not to by power, not to by force, but I beg we the big. We the lay one them. We the beg you Papa. And una the one that they near the government. They una help and talk to for we for plead the case across. Do ya now look into this case and reduce this price for we.
Now, we dey join with sports reporter Martin Ali Sise. The Ministry of Sport and the Chinese ambassador don't do a inspection inside the ongoing renovation where they happen inside the Sheikh Stephen Stadium. According to the Minister of Sport, Ibrahim Yelenke, he said for a very long while this rehabilitation be don't start, but they don't be there in the dark. So that's the cause why he decide and in team colleague journalists them for see how far the project when the rehabilitation of the Sheikh Stephen Stadium don't go so far. Sierra Leone forward when a Sule Kaikai don't final move to a League One side when a NK Dons in a deal we will last time until the end of the season. After the player been depart from Wycombe Wanderers, the 27-year-old will play in total of 33 games across 18 months inside the Adams Park, been joined the MK Dons after in contract with the Chia Boys being cancelled by mutual consent. The Sierra Leonean winger been made 10 appearances this season for Wycombe Wanderers. Emmanuel Samadia don't win the Toto Cup with Apollo Richon Leson. Emmanuel Samadia been had a medal inside a cabinet after he helped inside when Apollo Richon Leson for win the Toto Cup when a league leads yesterday. Leson been beat Ramat Rashon by 1-0 for clinch the trophy. The Israel Toto Cup inside now an association football tournament will feature clubs inside the highest division inside Israel, the Israel Premier League, the Liga Al-Hal, and also the second division Liga League. The Toto Cup now the third most important competition inside Israel football after the Israel Premier League and the Israelite State Cup, as a highly regarded as Israel club use the game for rotate their squad where you go give fingers and players and youth players a chance. Sierra Leonean born midfielder winner Michael Komba been get a 90-minute play inside a match where they play against Heaven 11 FC been defeated then side winner Nimba Kwado FC by 2-0 inside the first match inside the Liberian Premier League. Michael Kamba don't get a permanent and a good one as we see in style of action and in physical appearance been get a very good posture over the game where they get a 2-0 win inside the first match inside the Liberian Premier League. Reporting for Massive TV, Sport News, Martin Ali Sise. Plenty thank you to Martin Ali Sise and the sport team. Now we go back to the headline to read them for today. Heads of states from different countries, them including the presidents of Salon HE, Julius Marabio, been there inside Dakar the two summits for discuss how to mobilize government resources and showcase Africa food production potential. Friday 27 January 2023, the Supreme Court of Salone been passed judgment on the PR system case where Honorable Abdul Kagbo, Councillor Hakiratu Mabel Koka been summoned to the Supreme Court, where don't in a court for some time now. This now all waiting we get for Unu inside we edition of we Curious Bulletin. Before we bring the curtain down, we sense word for today come out from Proverbs 13:20. They be person we get sense, you go get sense. But if you dey be full man, you go full. Continue for day with we as we get more interesting program than line up for una. And you can watch and listen we na www.mercytvradio.live. Me na been una presenter Martin Ali Sise. Bye bye.
Mercy TV, broadcasting live from our studios in Freetown. Our broadcast stretches across the Mano River Union and surrounding areas with unique quality and uplifting programs of hope, faith and love. Our strong emphasis are on home content, educational and inspirational dramas and more. We broadcast the gospel with signs and wonders, reflecting the will of God daily. Our audience also enjoys local, national and international news. With Mercy Media, your business is already a success.